all that fun town. I gotta go to the bar to meet Josh, put this deal together. I'm like, oh, likely story.
Rough life, having to do it.
Well, because Ross was in a little bit of a slump. I was like, I'm gonna get Jeremy on the phone down here right now. We're gonna
Get
pull it all
the doctor
together.
right now.
And it's fun.
We waited for him.
Yeah.
Dude's like, should I just take this off first? Should I wait for Ross? I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
just wait for Ross.
Cool.
He's got another day. Although Ross said he might follow one of our other ones.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I'm like, whatever. That worked out.
Lindsay, we got all the equipment set up so that we can take
So you can
the,
take for me?
yes, and now we have you here.
That's better, live and in
Which is way
person.
better.
Like, I was like, are you going tomorrow? I'm like, oh, yeah, I probably did. And then he's gonna be late, that's why.
Yep. It's all right. We'll get started a little. We'll give everybody a few more minutes.
I did tell you yes on this.
Yeah.
Joel,
That's what he said.
how are you?
Good morning.
Good, yeah, we can.
Put them all up.
What's that?
Yeah, Genesis, but basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
a lot of-
We had re-listened from last year.
Okay.
It's, yeah.
Did anyone?
Brandon,
Already this year? No, no.
No, not the ones that you have.
Yeah. Oh, really?
There's a lot.
We had a lot of tough ones. Right.
Was it for just one place?
It was cool. A little bit of both, most more buyers. Like, more listings in this market. Right. Yeah, it's tough.
Oh, wow.
thank you.
You're welcome.
I think a few more will come.
Yeah.
We'll let everybody chat for a while.
Will and John were both doing something, so I told Bethany and
Okay,
Valerie, so they
perfect.
want
Yeah.
to. Hope I'll have enough seats.
Yeah, it looks like we're good. I'm gonna just replace the slide here.
I have 4 o'clock.
So-
Okay, or 5, yeah.
There was a windstorm.
So I probably won't be done by 5.
Windstorm.
Because where is it? It's
The roof went up there. And replaced it.
Oh. Is it free?
So he's supposed to pass
Oh,
it
okay.
down.
It's for one side. And they meet every Tuesday. Oh, so it's like a running group. Yeah. Oh, I thought it was like an actual. 5K. Oh,
Yeah, hey, Rach.
Did I tell you I texted?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, and so where?
That must have helped. What's up?
You think we should get started, or I got everybody? Okay.
Yeah, and then there's your.
Yeah.
No, but, it's like,
It's pretty good. How about you?
Yes, where's that?
It's on Cherry Street. Okay. There's just one
Let's say, respond to every.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they just, I think they just started you ever go to Elmira?
You ready, Steve?
One. But just freeze it up.
No, it's all right.
I started like, they got shut down.
And it was disgusting.
We had trouble counting this one.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
They had 7 days to get everything correct. But they put a note on the.
We can go ahead and get started.
Sign order, like their seal was broken and that's why they were closed.
It's good to see everybody.
They actually found out, or found out that they were closed because of health violations.
Thanks for coming. Great conversation. I feel bad interrupting it. It's always nice to hear all of that. So we're excited everybody's here. Why don't we go ahead and get started, because we'll go through a lot, and we're really excited again about everything we have this month. So we wanted to start out with some more great news, couple things. So more statistics. Again, things are, you guys are just doing incredible. These are just April stats. And so compared to April of last year in terms of where we're up from there. So really doing a fantastic job. A ton of transactions, 172, 37 million, over 37 million in volume. So compared to, if we look at the first 3 months as a whole, we did around 80. So, you know, you did almost half of what you did in the first 3 months in just the month of April alone. So good work there. And then commissions are up as well. So really congratulations to all of you on that. And another congratulations comes just from the latest Real Trends report. And if you haven't seen it yet, either on the app, it's been posted on there. Kayla put that up for us, or on Facebook as well. RE/MAX of Grand Rapids, again, performing incredibly well. Number 13th in the entire nation. And this is just not just against RE/MAX brokerages. This is against all brokerages out there. 39 of the top 50 brokerages when ranked by most transactions per agents are all RE/MAX brokerages, 39 of the top 50. And then we rank at number 13. And that's up from where we were last year too. Last year, I think we were around 23 or 24. And so really great work to continue to grow that number. And we're on a great pace to increase that transaction per agent here for this year. So we're going to start advertising this. We're going to start using this for both the public, get it out there on Facebook, but we're also going to be providing you with the sheets that you can use this, JPEGs, images that you can use it online so that you can start using this to help promote your business and talk about really that we have the best of the best here at RE/MAX. And if you want to work with the most experienced, the best agents, this is the place to find them. And the proof is right here. And Real Trends is telling us it, not just us promoting it. So it's great. Any questions about that, those numbers? Okay, so, and Rach, I'm going to suck you into this portion of the meeting because we wanted to talk a little bit about the broker catalyst meetings that Rach and I went to last week. And so it was really a terrific event. So RE/MAX brought together all of the top brokerages, so a select few to meet in Arizona. And basically we had several days of roundtable discussions talking about best practices with power brokers across the country, and then new catalyst brokers that they brought in. So it was a tremendous event. And we also had a fantastic couple of speakers on Wednesday, one of them being Darren Hardy, who we'll talk more about in a minute. And then another one being, I can't remember Mark's last name, but it doesn't matter because it's a fake name anyways, but he was the SEAL Team 6 leader who, they were the ones who went in to get Osama bin Laden and also Captain Phillips. So he spoke with us as well about the SEAL mentality. So yeah, really phenomenal, tremendous. He couldn't give a lot of details, but Dave Liniger, he was really said he was being very modest about what he did in the whole operation. So So really very cool, and we'll talk a little bit more about his SEAL mentality that he's promoting in meetings to come.
Yeah, I think that the important thing to know is that we learned a lot from a lot of other broker owners that we can take back home here and help you guys with your businesses. And so we're excited to be able to do that for you guys. Thank you for being patient while we were gone.
Yes. So one of those speakers, Darren Hardy, we wanted to talk about him a little bit and actually run you through a couple of things really quick that he showed us. One of them was talking about multitasking. And so with a whole bunch of brokers and realtors in a room, we often feel like this, like we're multitasking, juggling things all the time. So he put us through a really cool exercise. So we're just going to do it for you really fast. So just look to the person next to you. Don't worry, you're not going to have to do anything crazy, touch each other, anything like that. But just decide between one person's A, one person's B, okay? And so what we want is just person, so decide who that is. So then I just want person A, first thing that you got to do, person A. Got it? Got it all figured out? Got your partner? Okay, person A, just say to person B, say count to 1 to 10, and then say your ABCs, just A through J. Say do them both as fast as you can. The person then will stop. That's it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, good.
Like, we know you got thanks, John.
Okay, everybody good? Everybody good? They did that? Okay. Now we want you to put the two together. So A1, B2, C3. Got it? So you're putting the two together fast as you can. All right, did we get through it? Did we get through close? Okay, all the B's in the room. All the B's in the room. Okay, what took the A's longer to do? Which exercise? The second one. Okay. Which one seemed like it took them more effort to do? The second one. Okay. So this is what his point was. So when you're multitasking, our brain, the way it processes things, we can only really do one thing at a time. So when we're multitasking, really what we're doing is switching back and forth between two things. And so you can see right there where we did the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then A through J, we fire that off, no problem, super fast, and almost with very little effort. But when we had to combine the two and we're switching back and forth, all of a sudden we're using much more effort, more brain power, and it's actually taking us longer. So even though we think we're doing more by multitasking, his point was the way the brain works, it's just not possible. We're really switching back and forth. And it was really cool because he talked about how really you only have so much battery power in your brain for the whole day. And so when you're doing that switching back and forth, it drains your battery much faster than when you're doing the one at a time. So we've all had that feeling at the end of the day where we're just mentally exhausted lots of times just because of that activity. So, and the reason being is when we're switching back and forth is really we're interrupting that process that our brain is using back and forth. And to get back up to the same level of where we're at, it takes 23 minutes. So if we're interrupting ourselves every few minutes, you can see you never get up to that full capacity, that brain power that you should be using. So he's got a whole program around this. We'll talk a whole lot more about it. And he actually provided this whole workbook, and we're going to be taking some of these things and offering some classes about his productivity program. He's got a lot of great worksheets in the back, things that are very helpful in helping people get organized all around this idea of multitasking, but also activities management and really trying to understand what your hourly rate is. So what does he mean by that? So what Darren Hardy is talking about is every activity you do, there's a cost to it. And there's a certain amount of value that you can earn from that activity. So when you think about how much do I earn when I'm out on a listing appointment, listing that home, and then eventually getting it sold, the time I spend doing that. How much do I earn when I have a buyer in the car and I'm showing them around, they find a home, I get it under contract. What am I earning per hour during those activities? What am I earning per hour when I'm prospecting? What am I earning per hour when I'm transaction coordinating or filling out paperwork or running a sign writer out? And so there's
Facebook.
checking Facebook. So there's a value to every hour of your day. But what we want to do is try to understand, where are we making the most money with our time, and how can we focus our efforts on spending the most time doing those, and then those other things where we're making much less money doing them, how can we outsource them, or how can we find other ways to make sure that we're not spending our time on the $10 to $15 an hour things, and we're doing the 50 to 100 to whatever dollar amount activities, doing the most of that. And so we want to help everybody with that, because we think that's going to help everybody grow their business. And that's what a lot of this can help with too. And that's some of the classes that we're going to offer, is to try to help you work on those activity management activities.
Yeah, the idea is that we can help you guys eliminate some things in life to help live a more balanced life, be more, spend more time with family. But we also, as broker owners, would like to provide tools and resources within the organization that eliminates you guys having to do a lot of those things. And so giving you guys tools and resources, whether through our admin or through technology, et cetera, to help you guys get rid of things, so all you're focusing on is prospecting, listing, and selling.
Questions about any of this?
Quick question, along those lines, does anybody have a good like sign placement company, or maybe that's something we can look into as a company?
We are looking into it.
Okay, cool. So that would save me, I feel like I'm running around wasting time on that type of stuff.
Absolutely.
You've been putting signs in for, say, up for a
Yeah,
listing.
just even like a penny, like you got to put a sold sign in, you got to put a pen, all that stuff. There's like 3 different times I got to stop by this house to put a sold
Premier
sign or
signs.
pick it up or drop it off.
Premier signs, have you ever used Premier signs?
I haven't. I know there's a couple companies out there, but like you guys said, I mean, it might be good as a company-wide resource for us to.
We are looking into it internally,
Okay.
not outsourcing it. The reason being is I have a sign company that I work with too that places my signs, but riders I never can keep out there. They don't come up and switch out sold signs. They don't do open house, placement of open house signs, etc. And so I think if we could offer that as a company, where you could get a service where you know everything's in-house, you know where your signs are, they're in the same place, you know where your riders are. Definitely, we're looking into it, and we hope to be able to provide that. So good point.
That's great.
Any other things?
Because the sign company too, if you leave your rider up there,
Riders are gone then.
it's gone, and you're buying new ones with that company, right?
Does anybody else have any?
That's a great point.
Would people use that if we offered that?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's my biggest waste of time in this business.
Love it.
Yeah, there's so many other things you could be doing.
John doesn't have that problem, but.
The neighbors are watching from across the street laughing at you.
Show them what else we use is, just the regular signs, who puts posts in. Does
One at a
anybody use
time.
posts? I do. but people know.
Okay, we talked about that. Oh, and so then one small takeaway that if before we start having these classes, this may help people in the short term. So this Darren Hardy, he offers this daily mentoring service you can sign up for.
Highly
And-
recommend it.
This quote, I think, relates to why he created this daily thing, because so people often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why it's recommended daily. So it's nice to just have this automatic little short hit. It's usually 2 to 5 minutes a video or an audio clip. You can watch him. It talks about some of the principles that are in his program, but it's every day of the week, Monday through Friday. It comes to your email, click on it, you watch it, and gets you going for the day. So Darren Daly, if you want to check it out. Okay, Mike, I'm gonna throw it over to you for a little update on rates.
Sounds good. Touching on that multitasking thing, for me, the worst one is being on the phone and seeing an email pop in. And I think I can reply quickly, and I do, and then I hear, you there? Oh, yeah, sorry. So it's pretty easy to turn off the little box and outlook that pops up in the bottom right. I finally did that like a year ago. It's so much better for me. Or I just completely turn around and don't look at the computer. Because when I see an email, I'm thinking about it, whether or not I'm responding right away. And my wife catches me on that all the time. Like, hey, you want to speak to me? No. So clients are probably thinking it and not saying it, which is terrible. Rates have ticked up a little bit since we did this last, which is probably 3 weeks ago. Still incredibly low, 3.625 on 30-year fixed. Any government product, we're still killing the market. Low 3s on 30-year fixed for VA, RD, and VA. RD just announced some upcoming changes, which I think are going to be awesome. It's going to take place for the next fiscal year, which is going to start, I think, September, October. They're currently charging 2.75% as a fee upfront when you get an RD loan. So if you borrow 100,000, you're actually, if you buy for 100, you're borrowing 102,750. That's going to be lowered all the way down to 1%, which will make it less than FHA. The monthly PMI is also being reduced slightly, but that was already reasonable. Now it's going to be even better. So I think come fall, we'll see RD return to being a pretty good product used by more people. So keep that in mind. If you hear about that being the case, it's true, but not yet. It hasn't taken place yet. I brought in the kind of cookies my wife doesn't let me eat because they're for the kids' lunches. So if any of you guys have that same problem. And there's also fruit, because Josh said everybody brings some sugar, nobody brings in anything healthy. So if you want to get something while I'm talking, I take no offense to it. Eat some food. I also wanted to talk about student loans. Fannie Mae and FHA both came out with new guidance on those lately, which is going to really be an issue for a lot of people. We are now required on a conventional loan, if people owe student loans, we have to use either 1% of the balance or the actual payment, whichever is greater. There's a ton of people that are new graduates. They're making income-based payments. So maybe they owe 50,000, the payment's $150 because they're not making a ton of money yet. We now have to use $500 against them for the payment because that's 1% of the loan amount. I talked to a girl yesterday who's making pretty decent money, but she's got $120,000 in student loan debt. $1,200 a month payment on that just kills it. Kill the buying power. FHA is actually 2%, which makes it even worse. And there's a ton of lenders out there who have zero clue about this because it just came out. The girl I talked to yesterday said, oh, I'm just going to go back to my bank. They told me I was good. I said, okay, that's fine. Be cautious. You may want to ask them up front because the salesperson doesn't always know what the underwriter knows. You'd rather know now before you pay for an appraisal and an inspection, et cetera.
So people who have been pre-approved before could be affected by it?
Could be affected, yeah. So it's something to be really careful of because a lot of lenders are not going to catch that. And I'm not saying I caught it because I catch everything. We all get burned with stuff. It's honestly lending is like walking through a minefield right now. There's so many little things you have to be aware of. I've got like little notes all over the place. I feel like some kind of a weird, beautiful mind person at some points, but be really careful with the student loan thing because that is going
Great movie.
For some things. And then I also had an agent get burned a couple weeks ago. I talked about addendums and how some of them I don't want to see, specifically repairs, et cetera. I just want to see price reduced to X amount, seller waives inspection contingency, or buyer waives it. That's perfect. I know there's addendums out there that I don't see, and I don't want to see them, and that's good. But if you send an addendum late in the process and it's labeled addendum 3, the underwriter is going to want to know what one of them. So something I know some of you do, which is I think very smart. Just label addendums you don't want a lender to see. A. I mean, have addendum A, B, and 1. And then if I get 1, nobody knows that there's other ones missing. Seems simple. The other end might be like, what in the heck are you doing? As long as it's not illegal or unethical on your end, I'm fine with that. I don't want to see addendum 3 and be stuck seeing 2 addendums I don't know about. Yeah, you didn't hear that from me. Just saying, I hate seeing closings delayed or pushed or something terrible happen at the last minute for something simple that should be inconsequential.
One of our agents just asked me about that same situation, and the seller wanted, she just said like $600 off the closing, or off of closing costs and prepaids, or the seller to provide it or whatever. And then the listing agent wanted in there that as a result of inspections, they're gonna waive the contingencies, and then any repairs that need to be made outside of that $600 is the responsibility of the buyer. So I just told her, separate the two. Just have the $600 one separate, and then have the remaining verbiage on a second addendum that doesn't go to the lender.
Perfect. Addendum 1 and addendum A.
Yeah.
There you go. Cool.
That's all I've got, unless you guys have questions on something.
That's it. All right. We'll skip past the chief because Rory's not here. You want to talk about the balloons?
We have helium in each of our offices now and Remax balloons. So they are for you guys to use for open houses. And you don't have to go to the grocery store anymore. You can pop in the office, fill up your balloons, put them outside for your open houses on your signs. They are branded Remax of Grand Rapids, which is exciting and nice to have our names out there. We do encourage all of you to donate to Children's Miracle Network if you're going to be using them, but we're not asking for a minimum donation, and they're there for you guys to use for free.
So by the end of the week, it should be all set up for you to use them and grab them. And you're ready to go. All right. So, okay, we wanted to cover really quick some of the recent posts on the app in case you missed them. There was new email, newsletter, articles, and social media posts, so new images and articles. 4 more of them just came out last week, so feel free to grab those and use them. Again, there's lots of other great ideas for posts, whether it be GRAR stats or things that are timely for this time of year on some other posts on the app. So check those out, but grab these. They're free for you to use, and they're royalty free, so you don't have to worry about that you're using images you're not supposed to, and copy and paste and get them out there so you can continue to stay in flow with your database. Also, there's a post about the school balloon program. Maybe new to some of you, but some of you might be very familiar with it. Some of you probably have done it already. Steve, I think you have one coming up, right?
So you should tell the group what he's doing.
Do you mind, Steve? On the spot. Look at that.
We're all family.
Well, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing or not. This is my first one, but it's, my kids go to North Point Christian, and so we're having the balloon come Friday morning, and the weather looks good so far, so that's good. But I was nervous because I'm like a control freak, so I kept calling and saying, what am I supposed to be doing, blah, 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 blah. And the pilot, Chuck, who I think a lot of you know, is the older gentleman that's been doing it longer than anyone. He called me and said, Steve, I got it handled. I got it handled. I have this, I have that, I got it handled. Well, he called the principal yesterday. The principal called me back, and she was like ecstatic how well organized he is. So, but I wanted to do something, but I didn't really know what to do, or pens, or whatever. I don't do a lot of promotional stuff because I don't have the money Josh May has, but anyways, my wife, bless her heart, and Steve Speckman helped me with this. I'm not promoting Steve, but he was awesome. You guys know, but these little bags are like about this big, and they have rope on them. And I guess kids throw shoes or throw stuff in them at school all the time. So I had the Remax balloon put on there. I had the saying from last year put on there, "Move your eyes open." And then I put my brand stuff on there. And, we're handing out about 500 of those because they give out trading cards and we're giving out balloon, bookmarks and all that. So looking forward to it. And I was a little bit worried because my name's on there and like 6 really top agents in town. Their kids also go to my kid's school, but the principal was cool with it. So she's like, look, you're doing this for us. It's, kids can't wait. So we're okay. So looking forward to it. I'll let you know how it goes next week.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. It really is a unique opportunity that we have as being RE/MAX to have the opportunity to bring the balloon to schools and go through this program. And if you have any doubt of how it may go, we brought it to our kids' school and we had 750 kids were there. Went fantastic outside, and then they also bring them inside for a short presentation. This is like a 15-second video, so just listen to the cheers that happen here. They screamed. Yeah. Yeah, it went on for a long time. It really is a great event.
Taylor
So
was just asking what they do, and for us, they lifted the principal up in the balloon, and then they lit it all up and blew it all up, and the kids all stood around, and then they took them into the gym and did a little presentation. So the kids love the outdoor thing.
And I think they help, the kids get to help them like fold it up.
They get to help
That's like-
close it all up. They all got to walk on it. And Steve's North Point is right in Steve's neighborhood. What a great way to, and Grand Rapids Christian is right in a neighborhood too. What a great way to have that balloon right in the center of it and show the community that you're involved. So, it's a pretty inexpensive thing to do, and somebody organizes for you. So definitely a good way to promote yourself.
What's the target age group?
Well, I can only, our gym is really small, so I can only have like 300 students, so I just took first, second, and third, but they're okay having kindergarten through 5th, or, I mean, in an elementary, I don't know if they go over, but you probably have, like, all those grades, correct?
we were
All the elementary,
kindergarten through 4th is what we had.
but Randall's doing it for a high school, I think, event. Like we did it on the largest PTO fundraising day. Randall's doing it for a PTO fundraising day, I think, in the high school. So I think you can do it for anything. It depends on the travel time that they have. It partially depends on the travel, so the location, but it was like $600 for us. And this was before we took over the business we did when I was just an agent.
Okay. There is, and I won't go through all of these, but there's, again, a post on there about different marketing ideas. Sometimes people are like, I don't know what to post on social media. I don't know what do they want to hear about that's not real estate related? How can you just stay in flow? So think about the time of year that you have, especially with May. So there's still time for Mother's Day gifts. Tell your clients where Mother's Day brunches are if the husbands, aren't going to be good at cooking. I mean, there's different ways you can help out and stay in flow where it's not just real estate related. Tulip time schedule. Just think about these things. Father's Day in June. There's all these different times of year where there's different events going on, and you can post things about that where it's not just you talking about the real estate world, but also providing additional value to your clients. So there's one that goes through there's a post that goes through all 12 months and different ideas. So if you're ever curious about what to post, go out there and check it out, and you'll come up with some idea. And then again, there's more posts up there about listing packets. We talked about the pricing strategy advisor. We know some people are really saying, I don't feel real comfortable just throwing a number out there on their listing. So we think there's some big advantages there. The multiple offer primer, huge issue right now with so many folks in their business. So use that as a material to get in front of your buyers, explain to them the situation beforehand. And then the geo-farming and monthly mailers, we talked about that last month as well, but those are still up there to take a look. Then one final thing, From the tech tour, we wanted to offer another highlight. So for those of you who use internet leads, this book, The Conversion Code, Dan Troop is giving these away, so you can contact him. Great read if you're using internet leads, great way to help you convert more leads and build your business. So, and it's a short read too. It's not very long, 150 pages or so. So you can breeze through it, but maybe really helpful for you, and you can get a free copy of it.
If folks are interested, and we don't have anything started right now, but we want to gauge interest. If anybody's interested in joining like a leads group where you know, if you're paying for advertised leads and you'd like to talk with other agents who are doing that about good avenues to pay for them, how much to be paying for it, et cetera. If anybody's interested in joining a group like that, will you guys contact one of us and we'll see how much interest we get? Thank you.
What would that look like, Rachel? That's getting together or that's it?
Yeah, getting together. There, you know, there's probably going to be some expectations around it, more like a roundtable discussion about leads, and you know, where's the best way to spend your money? Is it Zillow? Is it any of the other Truly or whatever? Truly, I guess, aren't paid leads anymore, but
Basically, a big commitment to reading the book, a commitment to spending a certain amount on leads over a certain amount of weeks, and a commitment to getting together weekly for a certain amount of weeks.
yes. Sorry, he's better at articulating that.
What's the plan? I got it.
Okay, Kayla, do you want to just run us real quick
Sure.
through
You might want
stuff
to
from Grok?
condense.
Yeah,
Let's try
so
Yeah, quickly. All right, just a few highlights. What's a good update without a few scams? So, and just so you know, the Westmark Exterminating Company, it's right at the top of the list. Their Better Business Bureau ranking fell to an F at the very end of March, changed ownership, and they had 3 consumers that they just never heard back from the company after a bad job or lack of follow-up or whatever it may be. So if you ever use them, recommend not doing that. Something else, that Kent County increased funding to repair and modify homes from $3,500 up to $10,000, and that's going to be going through June 30 of this year. It's outside of the Grand Rapids and Wyoming, but anywhere else in Kent County, they've increased that, and it's for minor home repair programs for lower income families and access modification programs for disabilities. So just something to keep in mind for any clients or people that you may know. Let's see here. I wanted to mention that GRAR is really working on a committee for veterans. And I know Josh May and his group, and Amy, you did some volunteering with that, and Doran Colley. And so they have events running throughout the whole year where you can just volunteer, spend time with veterans. If you guys want to hear more, we have some people here that have already done it. Just a cool opportunity to give back to the community. It means a lot to them. See, so they have a fishing date coming up on May 25 and June 15, so you can check that out if you want. Also, HGTV. For those of you dying to get on TV, this is your opportunity. It's for lakefront properties, and they have the stipulations here: less or under $375,000. It can be someone that you're already working with, or a deal that's happened in the past 6 months. So there's the contact information there if you're interested in that. And let's see here. We'll just jump to the back side, the very bottom of the page. The last Q&A is about discovering your listing being advertised on Craigslist. It gives you a great rundown here of what to do. So beyond taking a screenshot and sending it to GRAR, it tells you who to contact, different websites and resources, so that doesn't happen, and recommends that you set up some Google alerts on your computer, so that if there is any activity around your name, listings, anything like that, that you can try to get notified ahead of time. And then, yeah, that's really it. Not too much heavy stuff from GRAR. So I'll just move right into Refine.
Sure.
That's okay.
Absolutely.
And then last month we talked about the Refine Masterclass that we were going to be rolling out, and we wanted you guys to participate, agents to offer any expertise and wisdom and run classes for that. So we have our first 4 booked for the month of May. So Rory's going to be doing 2 classes, one on short sale and foreclosures and another on the language of sales. So the dates are there. And then Josh May will be running 2 classes, one on client relations and one on leading the team. So the date and times are listed here, and we'll be putting those in the calendar and sending out other notifications and some more details of what that will entail. But mark your calendars because they're going to be really good.
Thank you, Josh, for volunteering.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And if anybody else is willing to or wants, has certain topics that they want to discuss, please let us know. get some more classes on books and learn from each other. So,
Great. Okay, so a couple upcoming events. One is Happy Hour at the Wyoming office this month. So we're excited about that. Please join us there. Another one is we're going to have a sales training course with Kevin Plokovich from Treadstone is coming in. He's going to do about a 45-minute talk about sales training and some of the things that he's learned from his coaches over the years. So that will put that on your calendar too. We're excited to have Kevin come and help with that. And then again, the Children's Miracle Network, so the hospital visits. So Megan, do you know off the top of your head again when those dates were? I don't remember.
June 10th and then later in August 20 something.
So you can sign
They're
up
in
on the,
calendar already.
all right, sign up on the calendar and go and visit the Helen DeVos Children's Hospital and see where your dollars are being used.
do lunch too.
Free lunch too, yes. Always good. So, and then as always, just reminding everybody about the Balloon Festival, your sponsorship, and then you didn't hear about it, but last meeting, but the raffling of the golf, the free rounds of golf will be happening for those who sign up to participate in the event. And we're raffling those off, is it June?
June 1st.
First,
You have to go
okay.
legal. So if you're gonna sponsor something, sign up early, you can be eligible for those golf.
Great. Okay. That's everything from us. So we'll throw it open for the inside scoop and then we'll go through a few listings and we'll call it a meeting. Anybody have any buyers needs or upcoming listings that they wanted to talk about?
I mean, anything downtown would be great. Anything, you know, 3-bag, 150 to 220. Yeah, like that. Anything's close to remodel.
What needs to be updated?
Yeah,
What area?
downtown, within like 2 miles of downtown.
I think something in Wyoming up to like 220, 230. Wyoming, Kentwood, they're not that picky, just they prefer 2-story.
Bailey's Brook?
Maybe, depends on the lot.
Nice lot.
Okay, maybe then, yeah,
Decent yard.
okay, yeah.
We got someone looking for a condo somewhere in Rockford, Northfield area. You know, around 150. Small, not that big.
I have a few things coming up this week. I have a house, 4-bed, 3-bath in Hudson for $275. It's a really nice house, completely remodeled. And then I have a house coming on Innis, so downtown area, that'll probably be 140. It needs some work, 2-stall garage, but nice yard. And then I have a condo in Jasonville Farms for $199. I have a flip house coming up in Forest Hills for $425, probably in the next 30 days.
Was your first one in Hudson Village, 2-story?
It is, yes. Main floor master though.
I have one coming up in Forest Hills, it's 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, that's gonna be like 220. It's Forest Hills Central. It's not super updated, but it wouldn't take much to get updated. And then I have one coming in Easton probably 2 or 3 weeks, and that's gonna be 250. 3-bed, 2-bath. It's a bungalow. Yeah, 2-story. I'm still looking for something in Rockford downtown. It has to be ranch and price under Rockford downtown. And then one in Mona Shores School District in the season has to be under 170 and those after 200.
I have a couple listings coming up, one today, in Brooklyn off 68th Street in Kentwood. Large 4-bedroom ranch with an in-ground pool, nice setup, nice lot, that's at 185. And then I've got one in Northview on Friday. It's on Castle Rock. It's gonna be priced at $219,900. It's in that Paramount neighborhood. Anybody familiar with that? And then I've got a standalone Crystal Springs coming up in about a week. It's really valuable. Probably gonna set the record in there for pricing. That'll be like $299 to $320 range. Like they just invested like $60,000 in the kitchen alone, so it's really well done.
I have a 5-acre, 2-story coming up in Saranac probably in about a week. It has a barn, set up for animals, but it doesn't have to be used for animals, kind of full barn style. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, probably going to be 240 range. Been babysitting them to get it going and they're finally, 5.
Buyers looking at Gun Lake under 400. Do we have anything coming up? Holler. I've been door knocking the entire lake. So.
Good for you.
You can really start to see me.
Making round 2.
Just bring cookies.
I should spend like half of my time baking cookies and the other half walking around. What's that?
Do they consider a back one?
No, only Gun Lake. Yeah. Which makes it super fun.
I have a listing coming up on Algonquin Lake, probably late next week. They can get a jump out of the house. 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 0.71 acres, over 200 feet of frontage. Nice piece of property. The house has been used for a cottage for 20 years or so, and it's in kind of rough shape. Not updated in least.
What price?
Probably $325 to $350.
My listing's still available in Lake Odessa.
Get that to move.
There's someone out there.
I have an awesome cottage coming up. Well, it's, I guess a home on Canadian Lake for just under $1 million, but they're pretty motivated. They have like 1.6 into it. Gorgeous. You guys know anyone looking? It's like an hour from Grand Rapids, so if you saw looking to be within an hour, it's fabulous for money.
Can I ask you questions completely off topic right now?
No, it's all right.
This has been coming up with me a lot, like finished basement, somebody kind of finishes the basement themselves. And that's one of the questions on the disclosure statement. It says, has any work been done without permits? I mean, how are people addressing that situation? Doesn't that happen all the time where people probably drywall or do things themselves?
Yeah, do you have to have a permit to finish your basement?
I think it's just structural changes though, isn't it?
No, it's
Oh,
it
it's-
says any alterations without permit. And finishing the basement technically requires.
But I didn't think it needed a permit if you were the homeowner.
You can pull your own permit, but
Yeah.
You need a permit to change a light fixture. Like in the city of Grand Rapids, Dave and I changed the light fixture on the outside of our house and we got a call.
Oh my.
They wanted us to pull an electrical permit.
My signs always just check all their things. But I know that they did.
Yeah.
I never have anyone check
I
that.
just feel like it's all going, they kind of want this.
I know, if you check yes, it's like,
It's just that rule of over disclosing.
Okay.
So are we checking yes? Because I have that too.
that's your,
Your job is to advise your client on what's the best way to fill it out. They can choose how to fill it out after that point.
Like, I don't see anything.
I mean, I had an attorney one time who was selling his house and he filled out the disclosure and then he had like 5 pages filled with notes, and I was like, whoa, this is, overkill. And he's like, that's because there's so many lawsuits for self-disclosures, it's best to over-disclose. But it would be a good topic to bring up at GRAR, I think. See what the rule is.
Well, and what are
Other agents doing, yeah. Because I'm sure people aren't doing it.
good question.
I don't think I've ever seen a seller's disclosure check yet.
Yes, I know.
Right.
Never.
Right.
The thing is, I guess if you don't know what the municipality's rule is about the permit, and you check on unknown.
Okay.
Do we make it even muddier for you? Yeah. So, all right, let's go through it. There's a lot of folks aren't here who have listings to go through, but there are a couple. So Ryan, do you want to lead us off and talk about your listing here?
Not really. No. It's
Not really.
It's your first.
Yeah. So 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, walkout ranch, around 2,200 square feet of finished living space. A new roof last year, the end of last year, so that's taken care of. Main floor bathrooms and kitchen have updated flooring. It's a very nice little house. Nice backyard, great for entertainment. We'll planting a bunch
All right. Great. Yeah, thank you. All right, Lindsay, we're going to jump all the way down to yours.
It's a super cute house in Elder Heights, 2-bed, 1-bath. My seller is super particular on when we show it, so that's why it's still on the market. So give me lots of notice and make it between 11 and 2 and 5 and 7.
Nap schedules? Is that it?
No, he's in his 70s and he just doesn't like to be inconvenienced. And then he might just call you and tell you for like the next 5 days he doesn't want to show you. So you never know.
Wow. That makes it hard to
So
sell.
11 and 2,
5 and 7.
5 and 7 is too bad.
Yeah, it's cute. It's really cute.
It's cute.
So that price range in Elder Heights or
All right.
Why is it still on the market? Well.
Since we can't get anybody to see it. All right. Then Ashley, you got the next one.
Yeah, this is a relisting. I
Okay.
just refreshed it, but basically it's a remodeled ranch in Rockford, 4-bedroom, 3 full bathroom. It's in really great shape on 3 acres. So before he was priced a little bit high, but now he's priced pretty well, so I think it should go soon. He's had 2 offers fall through, one some flaky buyers and one an ex wouldn't let the kids change school district, so it's pretty, wants a solid buyer.
That's
Yeah.
burned.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's a pretty house though. I did,
It is a nice house.
Okay, and then Amy. Is Amy still- There she is. Mhm. Let's see.
Yes, it's been noted I own it now, somebody called me from a little home clean. So I said, as long as you're not calling me the trailer park queen, I'm okay with that. But I guess my sign in the yard, actually just had a cash deal on one, but, this one, it's updated, everything's updated, new roof, new, septic and drain field, and it's updated. It's an older lady that lives there, and she just can't keep up with the yard anymore, so she's moving in with her daughter. Husband passed away recently, so she's just looking to get out. But it's on me.
All right, and then you get
This is a cute little house, actually. We just closed down their brand new house, so they're anxious to get out. There's a lot of updates that have been done. There are some finishing touches on the inside that they're not necessarily the most handy, so they're probably not going to finish off a few of the, say, window trims and trim around the floor, things like that, but had a lot of activity on it. But it's right downtown. So, not a lot of space.
Nice. Okay, and to Joel left, right, so he's out, and then Sheree, you have. Right here, this is a property, right? Just
Yep. 18 acres total on Wolf Lake. It includes the peninsula, which is unbuildable, but it's about 5 acres unbuildable. The other part is buildable. Super nice, wooded. It's real pretty great for hunting, duck hunting, fishing. It's a nice spot.
Great. And then that's it for people who are here. Did I miss anything from anybody? All right, thanks everybody. Have a great week.
I just have to tell people that if you don't mind having other showing spots